Twid is out. All right, well, let's do the Twid. Cool, rad, epic. All right, what do we got? The Desert Perpetual expands soon. Epic version, which will permute and expand on the original starting September 20th, 10 a.m. I got to tell my agent that I'm available if I can get a Borderlands 4 sponsor. Okay, building on the original includes new challenges, rewards, pursuits, changes the mechanics of each encounter will test your coordination, complete them to earn new legendary weapons, new set bonuses. Okay, a new quest further unravels mysteries, attunement system for the raid vendor, rewards a catalyst for the weapon. Okay. Contest mode on. Oh, God. Updated loot for contest mode, so now your first clear in each encounter of contest will drop tier 5 gear. Thank you very much. If you complete all of them, you get an exclusive emblem, the raid exotic and catalyst. Okay. Oh, we're doing like a whole goddamn. Completed Edge of Fate. Fire team leader must have completed the regular version, and then you need 6 people. Okay. Not swap update. With the release of the epic raid to keep success in encounters focus on action, gameplay, and create a level playing field. Blah, blah, blah. New version of not swap for contest mode. This modifier will now reset your super and ability energy, special ammo, and heavy ammo, as well as remove all ammo and orbs from the ground when you change exotic or legendary armor or weapon ammo types. This modifier will take effect when 3 or more feats is activated in the standard difficulty of the epic raid. The experience has been tuned around this modifier. We'll share more information in future Twid. Holy cow. Now, here's the thing. Bonuses to damage and damage resistance granted by the artifact when using currently featured gear will be active during this time in the contest mode weekend. Seasonal mods that can be slotted into featured weapons will also be available. We know it's to impact your build crafting plans. We want to share this early. We can't share a list of banned items yet. This will be happening on a date closer to raid release, but it might look different. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Integrity of the challenge. Teams all over. Security team. Yep. Okay. Upcoming raid reward changes. Okay, here we go. Let's share some new information about the updated rewards that will be available after the Destiny 2 update at 9.1.0. Okay. You can earn extra rewards from clearing all encounters of the Desert Perpetual. Love that. You can earn extra rewards from clearing all encounters in Desert Perpetual. Defeat all 3 bosses before beating Koragos to earn an extra piece of gear. Good. Love it. 2 weekly challenges. The first challenges gives an extra piece of gear from your first clear of an encounter each week in either version of the raid. Completing this challenge will unlock an additional one that provides bonus loot from just the epic raid. The loot from these challenges has seasonal bonus power and drops at an upgraded tier based on the number of active feats. Thank you. Improvements to gear tier. We're removing the requirement to complete combined mastery in order to increase your gear drop tier. Now all Desert Perpetual gear will drop at tier 2 in the standard, tier 3 in the epic, no matter your current power level. In addition, we have added a chance for all gear earned during a full clear to drop at up to +2 from your base. Add feats to increase your chances. Often requested features arriving. Players who can complete the map and compass quest as well as the epic raid can approach the Simulant Ansible.
I can't deal with the ads, I just can't.
Simulant Ansible to receive a new quest. Completing this quest will unlock the ability to attune to any previously acquired piece of gear from Desert Perpetual, improving its chances of dropping from any encounter. That's what I'm freaking talking about. Love all this. No notes. A+. Bungie rewards. Okay. Portal updates. Maybe I should have recorded this, man. Holy, this thing's kind of juiced. The portal updates. We see that you are all loving Caldera and K1 logistics a lot. We're adding more variety to the portal, keeping all activities worthwhile, making them more time equivalent and risk and challenge equivalent while you progress your power. Okay. Portal is a better place when there's more options to play that are optimal or close enough that you don't feel constrained to a handful of missions to play. Yes, we need Fireteam Ops to be a better place to play, either with your friends, new matchmaking, blah, 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 or even as a solo. Agree? We just had this conversation yesterday. We were literally playing match-made Fireteam Ops. I even had someone in the team with me, and the match-made Fireteam Ops is so much more difficult than just getting another person into your team and running the not match-made. It's probably easier to two-man and get an A in some of the higher tier Fireteam Ops things than it is to go in at some of the higher difficulty levels and try to get an A. Like, it's just, like, it's insane. We portal. Like, what did we do? We did Liminality yesterday. Just, like, match made. Dude, it was, like, insane. You're basically doing, like, a GM, right? A solo everything now rather than match make. Like, we did Liminality. Me and Dre went into Liminality. Is Liminality here? So we have a nice background. Liminality. And we went in on just the match made mode and freaking wiped at the boss. Because, like, you just don't really take it that seriously which like, okay, partly on me, right? I should have been taking it a little more seriously, I guess. But when you think of the match-made version, you don't really think of like, I'm going to get punched in the nuts, right? So the match-made versions of some of these things, the higher difficulty, is so much harder versus just even running it by yourself or running it in a 2-man and customizing it to get yourself an A, right? Like right here, we're at B. There's only a 3-level difference, right? And you can throw on some like good modifiers and stuff. You don't really need to crank it that high right here. And then like a counterfeit, you're at B+ territory already. It's like, it's just, yeah, the boss room in Liminality is crazy. Like, you need to actually come very spec'd. And do I think there's some people who are, like, maybe not looking at the match-made modifiers? Yeah, totally, right? Like, you know, what's like a match-made one? Here, Delve. You come here, Energy Drain, Strand Hunger, like, some days the accelerator is, or sorry, the modifiers are, like, really good. Like, you have Grenadier in here, and it's, like, no sweat. But sometimes they kind of suck. And yeah, like some people just don't pay attention to like this part and they just matchmake like normal. Let's come back here. So I would like to see a better matchmaking versus customized balance thing as well. Like that would be kind of nice. Anyway, so some ops categories are getting increased rewards. Some ops categories are getting slightly reduced rewards. Solo ops dominance is especially stark between 400 and 450, where the best way to attain prime engrams is to get A ranks as fast as possible. We want to make this a more interesting portion of the game, one that makes attaining prime engrams in the portal more rewarding. Yeah, I mean, as soon as you hit 400 to 450 slows down an insane amount. And I do think there has been some perspective lost on the fact that this half of this season is half the normal duration of what a season will like normally be, right? Because normally each chunk is going to be 3 months. This time, this first one, it's been a month and a half. So it can feel like, oh my God, like we're already at the mid-season update. I'm falling behind. I'm not even close to even 400 yet, blah, 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 blah. And now it's getting increased again, and I'm not going to have time. And like this first chunk of the season is half the duration of what they're normally going to be. So if you're like freaking out, like there's no way I'm going to be able to grind this much in Renegades, it's going to be 3 months. It's not going to be a month and a half. So I think that this pressure will also kind of release. But also people are just speed running a ton of solo ops in 3 minutes to try to get prime engrams, and it's not interesting literally in the slightest. We are increasing the time limits in Fireteam Ops direct launch matchmaking tiers, giving people way more time to complete challenging match-made grandmasters to help players reach A ranks more consistently, resulting in better rewards. Okay, I mean, part of the issue of why some of the match-made stuff was so difficult was because the time limits were so strict. I'm interested to see how much this actually does. Okay. I'd be willing to see what's up. Additionally, we have some other improvements. Okay, the time bonus system should give more value in trading off speed versus killing everything in kill-based activities and Fireteam Ops have a meaningful role in scores in solo and pinnacle ops. Yes. Good grades in Fireteam Ops should be less risky and less challenging to get they are now, closer to solo and pinnacle ops. Yes. Agree with that. Fireteam Ops should be at least as good a place to earn power as solo or pinnacle ops, and match-made Fireteam Ops should be more viable at higher power levels. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. The way that equipped power and account power work is confusing. We're fixing that. That's fine. Because I feel like you could, I don't know, there was a way to kind of like finesse some of the leveling stuff where you could keep getting gear and your gear drops would be increasing, but if you didn't increase the gear on yourself and you were at some like good level of like, I'm really powerful, but also getting easy A's, you could just ride those easy A's for like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 levels of gear. So yeah, it's a little confusing. More variety of pinnacle ops, yes, including a way to earn pinnacle ops gear via matchmaking. I would not mind at least one match-made pinnacle ops. At least one. You don't got to do everything. It doesn't need to be 3. Although I wouldn't mind seeing more Fireteam Ops match made for the day, but I understand that's more of like a population issue. Like if you have too many match made things, you spread the population too thin, and then matchmaking times kind of get messed up. I totally understand that, but I think one thing being match made for Pinnacle Ops would be a good idea. And then yes, more variety. We need more things in Pinnacle Ops. We need more things. There just needs to be way more stuff. And I know they talked about dungeons, and like I want to see what's going on with the dungeon stuff, but there needs to be way more stuff added to Pinnacle Ops. I am tired of Star-Crossed already. I don't want to run Star-Crossed. I don't want to run Encore. I just don't want to. Or regular opportunities to matchmake into marquee activities like Onslaught and the Coil. Yeah, that is I think like having either Onslaught or the Coil as like a match made. Like you have like your 3 here, and then 1 click down, it's like either Onslaught or the Coil for the day. But I would also like to see, give me the cash. Give me the cash, man. I need more rewards in those things. Nobody wants to run like a 30 to 45 minute activity if it's not gonna dump loot on you. You gotta throw some freaking loot at me, brother. Want to make it easier, more obvious for everyone in the fire team to get the best rewards, even at wide power differentials? Yes, this goes into the problem of like, who has bonus drops right now? Who's got bonus drops? Who's got this? Who's got that? You want to minimize like, you know, it does incentivize people to ping pong around to all the different activities, which is great, but then it's like this battle of like, oh, well, you know, only 1 person has the bonus drops and 2 people have the bonus drops on this one versus the 1 person on this one. So we're going to run the one with the 2 and then we'll run your thing after. It just kind of gets a little, we think various Banes, challenges, and boons should be well balanced against each other. Okay. I mean, I tend to just go for like the easier Banes, but Bungie has kind of balanced Banes score-wise to all essentially be equal. So people are just going to take Path of Least Resistance there. We think there should be more things to do in general as we add brand new activities to the portal and bring older legacy activities in. We want to be able to feature these more effectively for daily power gain. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think there's a good amount of variety in Fireteam Ops already. The problem is people have been stuck in solo ops, or it's like, if I'm going to be in a team, people just want to run Pinnacle Ops, right? There's got to be more put into Fireteam Ops, like in terms of like incentive to want to do this stuff. Because I want to do this. I want to do Fireteam Ops way more than I want to do Pinnacle Ops or solo ops. But just like nobody wants to run Fireteam Ops. It would be great if conquests were repeatable for portal rewards. I think we need to bring back some of the weekly reset cadence in the game. Even if these are just like once a week for big chunks of power. At least you got something to be like, hey, it's Tuesday, let's log in, let's hit up our like GM conquests, get a bunch of gear. And it's like, if that's the only thing you do for the week, like, okay, that's the only thing you do for the week. But at least it's something where you can come in and like, yeah, it's reset day. Let's do things on reset day that gives us big boosts of power, right? That's my left hand. Okay. I was like, is my hand breaking? In Ash and Iron release, we have more substantial changes and additions. By no means final, so expect more in the future. Okay. Ultimate difficulty, starting at power 451. A new player stakes. Pressure cooker, finish under the time limit or get kicked to orbit. All players are limited to a single life. There's no revives. Optional state intended to provide the most significant challenge to even those experienced guardians. It includes score boosts to match. Ultimate Fireteam Ops matchmaking will open week 10, the week after Ash and Iron launches. Holy cow. Okay. Platinum and Diamond reward ranks. Players can reach Platinum and Diamond, which run from 450 to 499 and then 500 to 550. While in Platinum and Diamond, you can earn an A+ grade in PvE. You need an A+ to qualify for Tier 5 gear until Platinum 3, where A grades start giving Tier 5. Okay. Once you reach Diamond 1, B+ gets you Tier 5. Platinum 3, even a B will get you Tier 5. Once you reach Diamond 1, B+ qualify. You need an A+ to qualify for Tier 5 gear until Platinum 3. And then A gives that. And then you reach Diamond 1. And then then B+ gives it to you. And then at Platinum... Did they mean Diamond 3? I think this should be Diamond 3, right? Yeah, I think this should be Diamond. I was like, you go up, down, B+, cardiac arrest. Like, okay. I think this should be Diamond. Changing the reward multiplier to use account highest power rather than equip power to determine the basis of the multiplier. Yes, this is the thing that I was just talking about where you can kind of finesse the system. Applies to PvP. You will still need to have new or featured armor on to get up to a 10% scoring bonus. No swapping at the activity. We track this value for the entirety of the activity. I mean, who's not rolling with locked loadouts most of the time anyway? Because locked loadouts gives you an insane amount of points. So, like, I don't know who the hell is... I didn't even think about doing this because I was like, dude, you're putting on locked loadouts. It's like 80,000 million points. 5 new portal score boosters in the Ash and Iron reward pass. You don't lose your score boost if you got them in the reclamation pass. Okay. All right, fine. Time limit adjustments. All activities have their time limits adjusted based on actual play data from the last few weeks. Many things are coming down to a reasonable level. Looking at you, 35-minute Starcross timer and 8-minute Caldera timer. Other things are increasing. Liminality, great. Inverted Spire, yes. Actually, Inverted Spire, yes. Onslaught, yes. More time to get those bonus points. Bonus timer will reward a minimum of 5% score bonus for coming in under the timer. I want to help you visualize this in the future. Okay, those are good. Yes, Liminality was brutal. Inverted Spire was brutal. Onslaught, I'm not going to lie to you, haven't done it, but it's not, like, I know you can make Onslaught go faster if you are good at Onslaught, but you're still going to be going at a pretty determined speed already. Okay, loadout restrictions. Okay. When we launched Edge of Fate, we were worried about the effects of loadout swapping in the portal with Armor 3.0. We significantly increased the scoring value for locked loadout, making it... Oh, okay. That's why. They were worried about loadout swapping, so they were like, hey, if you don't do loadout swapping, we'll give you more points. And guess what? You don't really need to loadout swap in a lot of things. Made it too easy to earn scores in expert difficulty. Yep, compared to adding bans and challenges. Yep. We are bringing locked loadout back down to where we originally imagined it and are opening up some design space for some new loadout modifiers. I mean, I've literally been saying this from the beginning. Like, if you don't think Bungie is going to do something about locked loadout and bringing down its score, you're crazy. It was giving way too many points for literally zero work whatsoever. So that I totally understand. We are adding a new loadout player state called Touche, which combines locked loadout and avant-garde restrictions, as well as the scoring for both. I'm trying to, like, rub my hands. It's whatever. I mean, like, avant-garde, for, like, weapons-wise, yes, I can understand it's being a little annoying, but I feel like at this point, most people should be good armor-wise on avant-garde. They're trying to incentivize a little bit more with Touche. I will be trying to run this. If you tell me I get free points just for, like, using a couple different weapons, fine. Although, again, I understand, yes, exotic class item, I know. The feedback's been given on exotic class item, okay? The feedback's been given. I've done all I can do, okay? That is annoying. Yes, that is very annoying. And I'm kind of hoping they say something in here. Adding a selection of new loadout restriction modifiers, starting at expert tier, explosive weapons, medieval weapons, old west weapons. Okay. All these include restrictions for new and featured armor similar to avant-garde, but the weapons can come from anywhere and any time. Even 1963. Okay, that's kind of neat. You can only use certain kinds of weapons, but they can come from anywhere. All right, I'm interested. Initially, these just include appropriate weapon categories. We eventually want to expand the value of these by taking into account specialized frames like we do rocket pistol / pulse above, perks or dragonfly, or full auto retrofit. And special case exotic weapons like Mythic Class or Sunshot. Okay. If you're thinking these restrictions are going to make it challenging to counter champions in master missions and above, we agree. That's why they come with really juicy scoring bonus to compensate you for your troubles. You won't see any of these as random modifiers in match-made activities. These are just for customized activities. I would love to see how they feel about Grappler in match-made activities, because everyone is sick of it. Everyone is so sick of Grappler. I don't want Grappler in my match-made activities. Data, experience, and rewards. Our goal for individual activity rewards is to create a consistent value across all activities. While each activity is unique in its own way and can be preferred, blah, 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 blah. We created groupings based on length and difficulty, blah, 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 blah. As we've been analyzing activity data and seeing players become more familiar with the activities and new strategies, some activities are harder than what we expected. Widow's Court, Onslaught, Widow's Court, and others are easier, like Encore. I was like, Widow's Court? I'm like, yeah, people think PvP is really hard, Bungie. I know, that's why people don't do it. Okay. Percentage of completion's activity duration. Okay. Fire team ops. Yeah, I mean, that all checks out. We can see some activities, solo ops crews will have a narrow distribution, and there's significantly less variation in duration. Activities with lower, wider shapes have significantly higher variation in duration, meaning the activity is harder and separates players by skill more effectively. Expected some of this to happen due to the inclusion of longer activities like Onslaught and the Coil, but we want to make sure that activities that are more challenging and longer still meaningfully are rewarding. Yes, 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 yes. We want to make sure the activities that are easier than anticipated don't become the only activities that you should run. Yes. Looking at Pinnacle Ops. Okay. Whisper, yep, Whisper's pretty short. Star-Crossed can be very short. They're actually, like, really close together. I thought there was going to be, like, a little more separation between them. They're, like, actually pretty close. You gotta be like, maybe 2-3 minutes separating them or something like that? There are two general groups, short ops like Whisper and Starcross, and longer ones like Encore, Kells Fall. Encore, end activity engrams reduced to 2, mid activity chest reduced to 2. Starcrossed, end activity engrams reduced to 1, mid activity reduced to 1. Whisper, mid activity removed. Wow. Okay, people are not gonna be happy about that. Fire Team Ops has a lot more activities, so we expect a lot more variance. Okay. Yeah, Liminality and Inverted Spire. Okay, man, people are running not a lot of Coil, I will say. Okay, Inverted Spire, Liminality. Liminality's getting increased to 2. Inverted Spire increased to 2. Onslaught increased to 4. Not doing anything for Coil. I mean, I guess it's, like, not really that hard. Category changes. We'll be moving Onslaught Crawls to Pinnacle Ops, both to create more activities to gain loot from and to unify Fireteam Ops to be 10 to 15 minute activities. Okay. We do not want to constantly be updating activities because create uncertainty in the rewards for them. We review this data with every major release, make updates, blah, blah, blah. 400 to 450 will no longer be limited by prime engrams in Ash and Iron. You'll be able to level up to 500 via any portal activity. Once you reach 500, you need primes to get 550. Okay, let's look at primes real quick. Yeah, I want to talk about that real quick. Some of the Fireteam Ops stuff. Prime engrams have two functions right now. They're a random rare chance to get a gear boost, a gear tier boost over what you would normally get. They're a primary way of earning power. However, because they slide into your loot system without any fanfare, they can sometimes get lost. These engrams will no longer automatically decrypt once they hit your inventory. Instead, you will need to take them to Rahul to find out what you got, just like Destiny 1. Destiny 1 people right now are like, yo! Additionally, rather than just giving you a single chance at a prime engram, you will now get multiple chances based on the number of completion rewards from the activity. Okay. Focus on the activities coming. Okay, fine. Let's see. Brand new activity type called Redacted. We'll talk about in the future. Okay. Behemoth and Echo Core Battlegrounds. Hypernet Current, Insight, Terminus, Fallen Saber. I'm kind of done with Hypernet personally. I'm done. I don't want any more Insight, Terminus, bro. I don't want any more. 3 expeditions from Season of Plunder. Nessus Cosmodrome Europa. Okay. Tomb of Elders. Daily bonus focus mission will be more predictable. Bonus slot random choice of redacted missions. Random choice of the newly converted Battleground Strikes Expedition. Random choice of Onslaught Crawls. Okay. Increasing the score multiplier for all kill scored activities by 5% to give some breathing room. Good. Pinnacle Ops. 3 dungeon layers. More info on a future TWID. 2 exotic missions, Presage and Avalon. I like Avalon. Okay, solo ops bonuses. Solo ops intend to be a quick, reliable way to earn power when you have time to kill at the start or end of a session. It was never intended to be the above all best method for leveling for all player types. Speed, ease, and consistency of earning top rewards is drowning out most of the other options. Using a light touch, reduced power earned for a given grade in solo ops by 1 compared to Fireteam Ops, Pinnacle Ops, and Crucible. Paired with changes to Fireteam Ops scoring and other reward tuning, we need to make further adjustments as needed. I'm guessing people are not going to be very excited about that either. I don't necessarily disagree with that mentality. Hot take good. I'm kind of with you. Hot take good. Spamming the easiest in the game to get the best rewards. I don't know, man. What about the solo only players? I mean, you say Kappa, I know you're being facetious, but there's legitimate people that are what do you mean I can't spam the easiest thing and the fastest thing and the most rewarding thing in the game anymore, right? I do think other things need to be done for sure. Again, I think there's still probably some things in Fireteam Ops that needs to be done to juice the rewards a little bit more. But and also, all I hear is about how everybody fucking hates it anyway. And they're like, we're incentivizing other things to get more loot. And now everyone's pissed off, right? I do think Fireteam Ops should have more. Fireteam Ops should be at least as good a place to earn power as solo or Pinnacle Ops. Match-made Fireteam Ops should be more viable at high power levels. So I do think Fireteam Ops, what are we doing right now, man? 1 bonus drop, 1 completion reward, 1 completion reward, 1 completion reward. All of these things take way more time to do. You're also getting 1 completion reward here. This I'm getting 3 drops in the freaking salt mines. I don't care if you give me 6 drops. I'm still not running salt mines. I do think more things should be coming to Fireteam Ops. I think Fireteam Ops still should get more power gains. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna say about this, right? We just did this run. We had 20 seconds remaining. We died a single time. This team was really good. This team was hella good. We were cruising, killing stuff. It was a hell of a run. And we still, barely squeaked by. And I got, I still want, even more from that. I want at least another drop. For how long that took, I got 1 drop. I got 1 drop. That was 14 minutes playing really well. We played really goddamn well. Killed everything. We were killing champions. 1 death. 1 death. And it was right at the end. And we got 1 because I had 2 bonus drops. That needs to be more, man. Of course people are running Caldera K1 when they can do it in 4 minutes. That needs to be, it might be, also, a GM scaling issue as well. The loot's got to be adjusted in between, advanced, expert, master, grandmaster, blah, 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 blah. That was a great run. That was an amazing run. and we got one thing. That's got to be more for 15 minutes, man. It's got to be more. It's got to be more. Or at least a higher, like guaranteed something or other. It's more stuff on solar. Okay, hang on. I've scrolled too far. Hang on. Let's hear. Adding for GM Conquest 2 Ultimate Conquests. Okay, future changes. We know the portal needs even more tuning. Some things take longer to build. Expect the following in the weeks after Ash and Iron's launch. A scoring tuning pass on all modifiers. Onslaught, Coil, Tomb of Elders will be moving to Pinnacle Ops. New solo operative score boost in Fireteam and Pinnacle Ops for solo players. Okay. Launch of Renegades. Season Lawless will feature even more improvements in tuning to the portal, plus bunches of other exciting changes. Fine. Get rewards from past seasons. Should we just rip through this real quick and then we'll get back to the conversation? A new way to acquire cosmetics from expired season and rewards passes. We got archive passes. Oh, okay. This is good. People like this. People like this. Please tell me people like this. There's literally like people have made Chrome extensions to access previous season passes. If you owned a pass when it was first available, you have instant access to it. Archive passes will be added to the seasonal archive. If you did not purchase a pass when it was active, it can be acquired at the seasonal archive as an archive pass for the discounted cost of 600 silver. If you purchase an item from one of the Eververse flashback sales, the corresponding archive pass can be unlocked at the archive for no additional cost. Seasonal Archive introduces chronologs, a new currency that can presently be spent to acquire the archive's items. Chronologs are earned from active rewards pass and distributed across free and paid. Any newly purchased archive pass will include 5 chronologs, enough to claim a handful of items from your pass. Okay. You won't need to spend, okay, for items you had earned. Okay. We know it's possible you might end up with chronologs but have no archived items to spend them on. To ensure they're always valuable, Seasonal Archive offers an exchange for a variety of evergreen currencies. Okay. It's available to all players, even if you've never owned a pass. So you can just like throw it at a bunch of byte engrams. Okay. Cool. Good. Very good. I'm trying to make my thumb go up. Yes. Okay. Current list of seasonal challenges will reset. General call to everyone aiming to earn some extra Bright Dust and XP. Complete them soon. You only need 42 for the Giga Dust. You can actually earn the rewards. So go do your challenges. Okay. Let's go back to the solo stuff here. Following changes to the reward. Liminality increased to 2. Inverted Spire increased to 2. Onslaught increased to 4. I really think that, especially at some of the higher difficulties, there needs to be more rewards in Fireteam Ops. Like, both things can be true. Solo Ops is, like, hella rewarding for how much effort you actually need to put into it. And also, Pinnacle Ops needs, like, a lot of help still to, like, incentivize people to actually run Fireteam Ops. And right now, it feels like... Where's the frickin' section here? So they're reducing how much power you get for solo ops because they know that everybody is speedrunning K1 and Caldera in 3 to 4 minutes, getting insane amounts of power super quickly. So they are trying to push people more towards Fireteam Ops, which I get it, right? They don't want solo ops to be the best way to level, but still think more can be done for Fireteam Ops. I think you could still incentivize it a lot more. You ideally want to get it as close to we want players to be earning X amount of rewards based on Y amount of time spent in the activity. The only feedback that I've gotten about the power grind is it's bad. Like, yes, there are some things that piss me off about it for sure. I think a lot of it is linked to 400 to 450, which yes, I can already tell you 400 to 450, even as someone who literally just hit 400 yesterday, is not great. It is very not great. And I think they can boost that. I think having the raid drop way more gear from 400 to 450, like, you should be running the raid to get big drops. You should be able to do the repeat runs of the friggin' of the conquests once a week. These should refresh and getting big boosts of power, right? Having some big activity that you can go do to get big chunks of gear. And I know they've acknowledged this, but they haven't said what they're going to do yet. They've acknowledged the fact that Conquest being rerunnable would be a good thing. Personally, I don't think getting up to 400 was like that awful of an experience, but I also didn't torture myself. But I also understand that, like, now that I'm at 400, I'm like not really in that much of a hurry to hit 450 because I know how long of a process it's going to be. Problem is, Bungie said they think we are leveling too slowly, then nerf leveling. That makes no sense. They nerfed it in one section of one part of the game. People are acting as if they like nerfed it across the board and like everything is way slower. They nerfed it in a spot where it was like insanely too efficient, and they're trying to juice up the spots where it's not efficient. And I still think more could be done. They're just trying to rebalance some of these things. They don't want people to just spam the same activity over and over again. And I still, again, I'm with you. More can be done. I wouldn't say they've sped up anything, which still leaves us at too slow. Totally fair. Totally fair. Said progression is clearly slower where we want it to be, and we plan to generally increase the speed of progression for most players. Yeah, most players. First thing it is, nerf solo and pinnacle is not a great look. I agree that it's not a great look. They are definitely trying to get some things that are out of band and bring them back into the band. When Bungie says most players, they do not mean us. Yeah, that's why I kind of emphasize most players. There's some people that are just going to be able to completely bypass anything that Bungie tries to do anyway.